Hey, hey. Hi, baby.
Hey, babe.
Good morning out there, podcast land. Y'all know who this is, Party Marty. And guess what? Drum roll, please. This cuts to me like a knife even having to say this, but now my new co-host on Sports Talk. Let me see your shirt. Let me see your shirt, baby. Let me see your shirt. That girl loves football. Good one. And I love that girl. Let me tell you what's going on now. Hey, if y'all like this is another beast too. I said this is what the thing is about that Baltimore shit. This is our theme. This was made by me by Diane Cooper. You know what I mean? If you from North Pulaski, we call it Di. You know what I mean? When you see my wife with them slick hats with all that bling on them, or them what kind of bags do they call? Fanny packs, or that girl loves football, or all this kind of stuff like this. Di makes all of our come on, Cookie. Di makes all of our come on up here. Di makes all of our sports stuff. She does everything. She makes blinged out tennis, blinged out everything. She does that. And
And she wanted me to let y'all know that she don't just do Ravens. So if anybody got another team, she do those too.
yeah, she's also she does all those things like that. And she'll be coming up this week. She'll be advertising her wares on uh what is it?
Small businesses.
Spotlight on small businesses. Shameless self-promotion. I let my wife stick her head in there and do that's on Wednesday. Her and Gina have their own show. But anyway, we're here with simply our sports talk. Let's talk, which after the day will be renamed. The format has changed. I spent a whole bunch of time trying to get everybody, all the persons on here, all the sports talk, the Daryl Wilkinsons, the Greek. You know what I mean? My man Smiley Baby, Tony. Shout out to uh, um, my boy Sam Sadler, who's just now got married. Hands up.
Congratulations, Sam and Vita.
Sam and Vita, a pal couple. Every time you start talking about your jobs, how your jobs get on your nerves, Sam met his lovely wife there. His lovely wife met him there. He who finds a good woman finds a good thing. He met himself a wife. Clifton T. Perkins, once again. My wife's retired from there. I'm retired from there. I met my wife at work. So every time you start talking about the job, it gets on your nerves and all that kind of stuff like that. Let's talk about the whole thing. When you post a picture of your vacation you just came back from Jamaica, when you post a picture of your new truck you just bought your wife, or your fancy home in Randallstown, your diamonds on your hand and stuff like that, then nobody gave you that. It came from the job. I met my wife at the job. That's a whole nother topic. But anyway, that's what's up. But my wife is an avid sports person. She's a number one Raven fan, but my wife is just a reader. She's a sports person. You know what I mean? But she's 100% Baltimore. I don't give a darn how bad the Orioles are playing. As long as they say Baltimore on them, she's on there. So what happens today, here's what happened, a slap in my face. I was sitting there doing my research and all that, and here's my wife with printing out all the paperwork, all the games, all the choices. My wife, you know what I mean? Here's all the suggestions. My wife. Here's all the people on the injury list. You know what I mean? My wife. And I'm starting to realize who's a better sports person than my wife. You know what I mean? I don't want us to monopolize all the topics and stuff, the Simply Us podcast team. But Gina Lee is a big time Raven fan, and she also worked at the stadium. So she looks at Lamar like I look at you. She looks at these people. She knows what about violence in the stadium. She knows that about things. So she's going to be popping in as our guest. I wanted everybody else to come on and, talk to sports and stuff, but hey, what it is, y'all don't. You just like talking in your neighborhood, like talking at the bar and stuff like that. Couldn't get you to get on the air and talk shit. You know what I mean? But as the thing say, it's some Baltimore shit. Anyway, y'all, without further ado, let's make this final. Right now, we'll figure out the name of what's going to be the name of the new sports talk show. But the new sports talk show, women have earned their spot. My wife has earned her place, so I'm gonna give it to her. She is now my co-host of this sports show, and not because she's my wife, because she knows sports, and she's willing to get on here and talk about it. So I was asking her this, and I want to do this, and I just now watched everything that I'm talking about is from something that she printed out. These topics are on something that she's informed me of. You know what I mean? And my wife knows sports. You know what I mean? This girl loves football. My wife likes sports. Now, I don't agree with her on our basketball topic, but we'll get on there. Who's the best basketball player right now, CC?
The little guy. Well, it's two. Giannis and the little guy.
And as far as I'm concerned, the number one basketball player is LeBron James. But all she
Everybody,
says,
everybody wants to sleep on the Greek freak this year. They forgot he's a champion, first of all. And nobody is picking him. Nobody is saying how awesome he is because everybody went out and built these super teams. But don't sleep on the freak.
what we're going to do is, I don't like the way you said that, baby. Don't sleep on the freak. You my wife, man. Don't forget that. This is sports. This is the guy. They might think of that wrong. But she's my wife. Hey, y'all, when you start laughing at comments and stuff like that on here, I'm Party. That's my wife. I like them guns. All right, y'all, let's get praying. Father God, thank you for the wonderful things that's going on in our lives. Father God, we always pray for everybody over there fighting these God-forsaken wars, losing mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, aunts, and uncles, limbs, and everything like that, and families. Father God, please keep them safe in the blood. Father God, we pray for everybody that's over there dealing with this God-forsaken pandemic. If you haven't gotten your shots, please get your shots. Father God, please do what you can to keep all these persons that entertain us out here, sports persons and everything that's taking these hard hits and these blows and all, just so we can drink a beer, laugh, watch the game, and eat bonbons. Father God, keep them safe. Father God, a special prayer today. Father God, thank you for touching my heart and making sure that I understand the path that you put me in by putting this woman in my life. Not just my soulmate, just not just my housekeeper, not just my bed warmer, not just the person who fixes my meals and stuff like that. She's now my co-host on my show because she's also the best person to talk sports with. Father God, you've given me a full package. A moment of silence, please. Amen.
Amen.
Okay. What else we do now that my wife is a co-host out there? Y'all still chime in, make your comments and stuff. We'll be talking and everything that we're doing. But what my wife has said that here's what she's agreed on. If she's to be a co-host on the show, and I've agreed on it. She said that when this thing started, it started off as a sports conversation, sports talk show. She said, baby, you do great, but you started to talk all about the Ravens. And if you just need somebody to get on there and talk Ravens, I can do that, but that's not what I'm on here for. So I want y'all to know, here's the next thing. My wife talks a lot about basketball. She is a basketball person too. She loves the Ravens, she loves football, but my wife loves basketball. She thinks she said the Giannis and them was going to win last year, and ain't nobody else, and you're alive, you say you did. Nobody else picked Giannis and them to win. My wife picked them to win. She picked them to win halfway through the season. She picked them to win when they lost the first 2 games in the playoff. She still picked them to win, and you can say whatever you want. After talking sports with her, laughing and joking with her today, don't sleep on the boys again.
Yeah.
Who's the champion, baby?
Giannis.
He's the
Giannis.
champion.
And one thing about it that people fail to realize is that Giannis is a workhorse. For real. He get in there and he get that thing done. And the thing that make him getting it done most special, or more special than anybody else, is that he does not have a super team. You know what I'm saying? He's not surrounded by other superstars and all this, but he will put that team on his back, just like he did last year. So don't sleep on him.
That also happened with my superstar. People ask me about that. You know, first of all, the Baltimore does not have a basketball team. The Baltimore Bullets or the Bullets. You know, Wizards is not from Baltimore, they're from Washington. I've always had a favorite player since they haven't had. My favorite player was Earl Monroe because he was the Pearl when we had the Bullets. But we don't have the Bullets anymore. So now my favorite basketball player was Magic Johnson. And if you ever ask me the greatest of all time, to me is Magic Johnson. That's because I'm 64, get ready to be 65. He revolutionized the game. He was a 6'9", 6'10" guard, bringing the ball up and down the court. It's never been done. You feel me? After Magic Johnson cured and had to leave because of the HIV virus, my next super player was Shaq. You know, so whatever team Shaq went with, that was my team. After Shaq left, now it's LeBron. I don't have a team. I have a player. My wife has a player. That's what we discussed. But except for that, my wife's 100% Orioles, 100% Ravens, 100% Blast, anything Baltimore. That's how we are. We're Baltimore. As the hat say, thank you, cool. Die. That's that Baltimore shit. That's how we are. 100% West Baltimore. You can take enough from no place else. But I like kicking this and talking this with y'all out there in podcast land. Hey, Ollie, good morning, family.
Good morning.
I came up with Ollie's brother, Johnny. We call him Coco from West Baltimore. Was my best friend when we came up. He's one of my first best friends after Joe Cook, who only knew, was my best friend because we grew up as children. But out in the streets, robbing, pillaging, plundering, selling, banging guns was Coco, Johnny Coleman, which is her brother. And all Al did, all Martin did was run off stats. Coco said, yeah, it was hard, but when he was in college, he only averaged 11 points, 3 rebounds, 2 boards, and he was only running a 4.12. How the hell I know what he was doing in college? Why did I care? And they started talking about high school. That's what Coco and them did. He did stats because he read. Mr. Coleman, all he did was read the paper. You feel me? And I realized why my wife actually can speak on these topics. Because it's reading. My wife is now getting ready to give you a new part of the show that I've incorporated through her. She started talking about the injury report. When I started talking about who I'm going to pick, I picked what team is this. She said, I would pick them too, but only their safety is out. You know what I mean? She just not finished saying the other day, what about Russell Westbrook you were telling me this morning?
Russell Wilson had surgery on the middle finger of his right hand. So he's the Seahawks are starting a rookie quarterback today. So that's why, all the things on TV, the sports shows do not have them as the favorite. And I was curious about that because the Seahawks, Russell Wilson, so I was curious to see why they didn't have him as the favorite. And then I learned that Russell Wilson wouldn't be playing and that he had surgery on his middle finger of his right hand.
Yeah, this was a slap in my face out there, Smiley baby. Slap in my face, Malik, who I grew up with, is Tony and all. Because when I was making my picks, she told me I wouldn't pick the Seattle. Why you don't pick the Seattle? I'm the one to do the picks and stuff like that. She said, because Russell Wilson is out with a toy. I ain't know that. I ain't know. Because once again, I ain't going to read no catch-up bottles like my wife. I'm not going to read nothing. If it ain't no pictures, I'm not going to do it. So now that I've put together a team again, I'm going to put together me a sports team. My sports talk show is on Sunday at 11 o'clock, and then Monday, Armchair Quarterbacks, where we talk about the decisions that we made, who we picked, and they didn't win. So my wife came in there and started telling me about the injury report. CC, who let's, before we move on to basketball, because I'm going to make sure to talk a couple of these topics in sports with you because you're good at it. Tell me if it's somebody else you were telling me about. I heard about Russell Wilson. What did you tell me about Kansas City?
Kansas City has Clyde Edwards-Helaire, the running back. He's out with a sprained knee. And they said that Tyreek Hill is questionable. Now, anybody that know the Chiefs knows that Patrick Mahomes, these are his go-to guys. So that's going to have a significant impact on the Chiefs, who have already been struggling mightily this season.
Frank, this here is for you. Claudette, this here is for you. This here is for you. All you Pittsburgh Steelers fans and stuff like that. Got a little injury update for you too. Get to them, see.
Pittsburgh has Juju Smith-Schuster. He had just had surgery for a dislocated shoulder, and he's going to be out for a minimum of 4 months.
Let me hear it again.
A minimum of 4 months.
That's your go-to. That's your gorilla. You down. Now, I want y'all to get your laugh back. That's one thing about us. We own up to our shortcomings. What's your update on your Ravens injury report?
Yeah, the Ravens have Sammy Watkins out, but we are replacing him with Rashad Bateman, who's a rookie. He was the 27th overall draft pick in this year's draft. So we got one out, but we replacing them with somebody that should really be able to get the job done.
And he had a good preseason, didn't he? He was catching the
Yes, he
ball. He was
did.
doing this
Yes,
thing
he
before he
did.
got there.
And we
And
and Le'Veon Bell has also been activated to the active roster.
run, tell that. Y'all Pittsburgh there, y'all lost Juju. Now we got Le'Veon. That ain't right. I mean, it's sort of dirty, but I mean, it is what it is, man. You know, how may I let you over with all that Baltimore shit? You know what I mean? All right, Jack, let's bring this home with our division. There was one more thing. I asked her about the Cleveland Browns because the Cleveland Browns in our division are playing good ball. What about Cleveland?
The Cleveland, they got Nick Chubb out with a calf injury. And Nick Chubb, if you don't know, is the second leading rusher in the NFL. Nick Chubb is a really, really important piece for Cleveland, so that's going to hurt.
That's their beast. You know what I mean? That's their beast. What we're going to do is we're going to venture into different ways of doing these podcasts. This podcast that I do, the sports talk and stuff like that, I'm going to start making it a little more modernized instead of just me talking about what I like and who I don't like. CC has incorporated her spin on it, and as you see, she'll have updates on injury reports, who's playing, who's not playing. This is for people like the Greek, you know what I mean? Joseph, good morning, everybody. Joseph Myers is, if y'all don't know, from the neighborhood, he know about Coke and all them. We grew up, he's from across the bridge. He was, that family is Dickie and them. You know, Dickie and them, that was the catcher for the great James Mosier Cardinals. Andre, Red, Cardo, that's Joseph, you know what I mean? That's their family, you know, over there, Jack. When you start talking sports, you're talking about them. Joe, man, thank you for popping in. You know, while I use that, I ain't really talk with Joe in a minute. And you talk with, you know, Andre and, you know what I mean? I always came up with them big sports people. But when y'all start talking about Facebook, it ain't just something that we do that we kick it with each other. It also gets us in touch with people again. Joe helped raise me. When his family and them, they came up next to that alley on that corner when coming across the bridge with Relly and all them playing sports and stuff. That was important. I'm just now getting connected with Joe and them now because of Facebook, because of these shows and stuff like that. And he makes sure to keep me in the loop. Now we get nervous, see, because of all this. What's it called? What they call? You've been hacked. You don't even know if that's the real Joe. You know what I mean? They send you. I'm sending people friend requests. We've been friends on Facebook for 5 years. Why would I send you a friend request? You know what I mean? They hack. What do you hack? What is this? What's the whole concept of this hacking people's account? See, you any idea why they do that, or what's the significance? You told me that. Go ahead.
What?
I know you told me something. You know what I mean? That people do it to sell products.
Oh yeah, because most of the time when your account get hacked, them same people will send you contact you on Messenger about the new product that they have or how you can flip your money in Cash App and all of this kind of stuff. But just like you said, you know, if somebody send you a friend request and you already their friend, don't answer it.
That's crazy. Well, Joseph and them, you know, they come up from the land with the rallies. They came up, you know what I mean? We all played baseball down there on Tip Top down the end, but we also played on Super Pride a lot and everything. So I thank Facebook for getting me back in touch with them and their family and them. You know, me and Dickie and them came up as kids, superstars in the great James Mosier Little League. Michael Singletary, shout out to you over there. And everybody that had something to do with that great James Mosier. That's something to talk about. Let's move around. I promised my wife this is something that we would do. We would jump on some other topics, and I would keep them going. Really? Good morning, Burrell.
Good morning.
Somebody was talking. I was laughing. I was just talking about you today. A buddy of mine, Billy Brown, said something about the phone. He asked me about the phone. He said, "Man, I gotta get my screen fixed on my phone. What's the new phone?" And I just laughed. I said, "Man, if you had time, I would ask Darius Burrell, my buddy. He was in the phones back before Cricket and them came out. We was riding downtown. He took me how to get my phones and stuff. If your phone act up or something ain't working or the ringer's not going, that's what we bring him to at the great Clifton T. Perkins in them days. He's a phone wizard. Anyway, y'all, as we talking sports, CC already told y'all about something. My man, 100%. Yeah, Rel, that's your shit, man. I'm gonna tell you, a beast with them phones. But listen, let me tell you, I remember, in fact, where he came into the break room showing off one day. He had a little. He had CC had like a bowl, and the phone was in it, and a bowl of water. You know what I mean? Just like a regular little bowl, Tupperware or something like that. Bowl of water. He was walking around. The phone was in it. I said, "What the hell you did? Drop your damn phone in the water?" And he said, "Nah, party. It's waterproof." I said, "What?" He said, "No, party, it's waterproof." Phone didn't do nothing, and nobody else phone didn't make any extra calls. He probably spent another $150 on the phone that he could put in the water. See, as they D's knows, because he wanted to show that he did his research on a new phone that you could put in the water. But phones is this thing, so shout out to that. But here, moving right along, what we're doing is I'm crying. Yeah, he had a waterproof. Before I even heard of a waterproof phone, he had that phone he had in the water. But let's start doing what we're going to do. We're going to talk on some topics. And CC was talking about something. And I want to let her comment on this because, you know, I've never seen, and nobody else has. You can think whatever you want. You've never seen a shooter. You've never seen a shooter like the little guy. You never have seen an outside shooter like the little fella. CC calls him the little fella.
You know what I mean? Curry, if anybody don't know who the little fella is.
You've never seen a shooter like a little fella. And I think in my lifetime, you never will. You don't know how to defense that. You don't know how to defense somebody to step over half court and let it go. You don't know how to defense somebody that can go by you with even hand if you start playing that. You feel me? And you don't know how to defense against somebody that you got to keep doubling. And if you double him, you start leaving that up. What's that boy that's back now? His team, his partner in crime, see?
Klay Thompson.
You can't leave Klay standing there by himself. He'll kill you. I want to let y'all know about this other sport, basketball now. There's no gorilla.
There's
no gorilla. I'm telling you, the Lakers is the team to beat as far as I'm concerned. But there's no gorilla. Kyrie over there acting crazy. If not on paper, there's not a better team than the Nets. But I'm going to tell you, with that boy Thompson sitting out for 2 years, relaxing, resting himself, and he ain't been just sitting over there eating bonbons. I bet he been watching tape after tape, watching the game.
That's little fella, Splash Brothers. Yeah.
The Splash Brothers. Yeah, I'm going to tell you something, Jack. There's no gorillas out there. And CC got somebody else. I call him the Greek boy or the white boy or something like that. Is just killing you. What's his name?
Luka gonna put you on your behind if you ain't careful.
Hey, Jack, let me tell you something. My wife, she loves Ravens and loves football, but her passion is basketball. And when you get up there, y'all guys and stuff like that didn't take chance or didn't take advantage of this opportunity to get on there this podcast, you done opened up the door to a gorilla. Now we got a female that's going to serve you notice. And once she came on and enjoyed herself today, because she got to be the engineer while she's doing it. Once she came on and enjoyed herself today, next time when she come on here tomorrow, she's going to also have some research.
That's right. And good morning to you, Aaron Clark.
Good morning to everybody out there. Well, at this time, we're going to give CC a moment. This is what we do. We let people talk. You know, it's 11:24. We're going to be out here. One thing about CC is we have company over to watch the game. And then you got and watch the game, you got to have what you got to cook for different people, right? See? Wise! Yeah. Good morning, Al. If I didn't get a chance to tell you this, you know what I mean, or say this out there, good morning, Aaron. The reason why this show is so strong is Al. What they would call founding fathers, the persons who put us there together. Al Wise was the beginning of Simply Us, all the way back to what were we? What did we start off as, see?
I'm Party Marty, let's talk.
Party Marty, let's talk. Al Wise was our anchor of our show. Al Wise was the anchor of the show. He was our last person that spoke. He was the person that kept everything in his zone. Gotta come watch one of these weekends. Y'all, I didn't know y'all did a show. Well, now we're on the show real quick. CC, could you tell us around our format? What days?
On Sundays at 11, we have Who You With, which is this show. And on Mondays at 11 a.m., we have the Armchair Quarterback following up on Who You With. On Tuesdays at 11 a.m., we have Simply Us. On Wednesdays at 11 a.m., we have Spotlight on Small Businesses. And Thursday at 11 a.m., we have Simply Us.
So, except for Friday and Saturday, which my wife said she's going to have a day off, yeah, always throwing shots. But you know, I got to do that, Jack. You know what I mean? Hey, listen, I'm in I appreciate and honor. Al took us on his back. Sorry, you know what I mean? Al was the first person on the show to put us out there and really start talking about these daddy issues, he called it, right? See?
Yeah.
Daddy
Yeah.
issues. A lot of you guys out there, you have daddy issues. You know what the guy from the pastor that son put him out there, who was that? See? The pastor from the Empowerment Temple that's moved on there, Jamal Bryant. You know what I mean? His son went over there and said he recorded him talking, saying something like that or cursing or something like that to the nature. And I said, why would he do something like that? Now I spoke on that, daddy issues. You know, a lot of the guys have daddy issues. You have topics and stuff like that haven't been addressed, haven't been talked about that I take for granted. I don't know. But that's what's going on. He taught us about that, being able to be a village. That's what Al's topic was. He started us off with that. Each one teach one. You need a whole group there. Well, Al, let me tell you something. I listen to those small things. And I now, that's why my wife now is my co-host. You know what I mean? Because you got to get the best person for the job sometime, Al. You know what I mean? Well, my topics were the Ravens. My wife said I'll participate, but I want to talk sports, but I'm not just about Ravens. You know what I mean? I'm sure this girl loves football. And here's the next thing. I'm going to have to accept this out there too, podcast land. The show's going to take a definite spin and twist because my wife is a show-off person with a wardrobe. She's a show-off person with a wardrobe. So every time we have an episode, there's going to be some writing on a shirt. She keeps it. What do you call it, CC? A theme.
That's right.
CC's a theme person. So whatever topic she's going to be on, she's going to have a theme on it. So thank you, Al. So anyway, CC, since you're in our group today, and this is your first day as being a co-host and stuff like that, I want you to just tell us a little bit about exactly what you'll bring to us. And the most important thing is I wanted you to go up and comment like you told me. You was telling me about Miss Goodman Renee. You was talking to me about Gina. You was talking to me about all these females and stuff that like sports too. And the men always act like sports is Tiffany Smith, like sports is some kind of male thing. And you said it's not. Go ahead and speak.
That's right. It's absolutely not. We got a lot of women that are into sports just like I am. And Maurice just named a few: Sugar Mama Jones, Gina Lee, Tiffany Smith Rick. You know, it's a whole lot of women that are sports fans. So, you know, what I plan to bring to this show is just a woman's perspective, you know, and not necessarily on no being feminine or nothing like that, because sports is sports. But, you know, it's always, when we think of sports, we always think of the men. And it's a lot of female fans out here. We got a lot of girl Ravens fans out here. So that is what I plan to bring to y'all. Darius Burrell said, I went to Vegas. It was more women in the VIP seats betting than the men. Best believe it. And one thing, best believe. Claudette Hall is a big Steelers fan. Yeah, we already know she ain't too happy with them boys right now, but you know she's still sticking with her team. She don't have no other choice. She a Philly girl, so she gotta stick with them bums. But you know, do what you do.
You know what's funny? We laughed, Burrell. You know, Burrell, I'm gonna tell you what happened. Majid graduated from college. Hands up, hands up. CC, your sister out there, Clifton T. Perkins, if y'all don't know the thing, she's finished. You know, CC, her one of her besties is Majid, her great friend, Hafiza, y'all may call her. She went back to school in her 40s to graduate from, she's an RN now in Las Vegas. And we were going down there to the Raven game and going down there to watch her, you know, at her graduation. Got our hotel room, bought our tickets, had our plane, everything was going ahead. And then CC, they canceled our flight because of what?
They said it was something with jet fuel on the West Coast, but it was a lot of flights that it wasn't a lot of flights that was going to Las Vegas for some reason. And it was already so booked up. Hey, Richard Winder, how are you?
All right, there you go, Richie Rich, we call him. Richie Rich, Cars Man.
All right,
Richie
baby. Talk some sports now. Go ahead.
Okay. Hey, let's get some sports. All right, let's talk about the Ravens here. All right, still my show. You the coach.
Yeah, I gotta keep you focused.
Hey, Richie Rich, you saw me take care of that, didn't you? I straightened that out just in case y'all watching out there. Hey, listen, some football now. That was to get everybody used to my wife being here. And she'll be just Cece now. She's not my wife when we talking sports, because our opinions aren't the same. She likes Giannis and a little fella, and I'm a LeBron fan. So let's talk about this Raven game that's coming up with the Rams. I mean, with
the Chargers.
The Chargers. You know, they running this boy out here that they putting on a pedestal and they think it's going to be something. I just want to know if y'all was really watching. You know what I mean? Y'all, you see part. If y'all were really watching that comeback. Now, everybody turns around and says, if Peyton Manning comes back, if Tom Brady comes back, oh, you never out of the game. If Mahomes come back, he the greatest thing. All the games, good morning. Go Ravens, baby.
Good morning.
Yeah, that's I call them my big sisters. Her little brother Joe Cook and I came up together, and she was like a big sister to myself. Anyway, y'all said when the Ravens came back, oh yeah, but they had no business falling behind. But when the Ravens come back, they had no business falling behind. But if Patrick Mahomes come back, he's never out of the game. Tom Brady, he's never out of the game. If you hear what's his name? The hero, the GOAT, who you got to give it to with 7 championships, he's never out of the game. Well, guess what? Lamar's never out of a game.
Yeah.
Who's down 19-2 or 19 something like that, down 19 points? It had to convert
the last 12 minutes of regulation. Now, if you can't give props for that, you just a hater. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You just look in the dictionary under hater and see if they got your picture there. Because if you can't give props for that, no matter if it was a comeback, if they came from behind or they won in overtime, no matter what, that was one of the most awesome comebacks that I ever seen.
While setting a Raven record for passing yardage.
Right.
While setting a Raven record for passing yardage.
Over 400 yards passing. That's right, Al. Yeah. They still don't give Lamar's props. Even when you look at these sports shows on TV, they will give you extensive coverage on every team, even the bums that's losing and ain't won a game. But when they talk about the Ravens, when they talk about Lamar, it's just a little blip, and that's it.
And it's over.
It's over.
You know, it's crazy as can be. You just don't get it. You know, they still talking about him being vaccinated. You know what I mean? That situation, excuse me, has to take on its own tone.
Did you say Lamar can't throw?
Yeah, that's what came out of Lamar. Came out or not that Lamar can't throw. That's crazy. And you know what? And you know what people don't realize? 2 years ago, nobody paid any attention to this. Do you know who led the league in touchdowns? Drum roll, please. Lamar. Lamar threw more touchdowns than anybody in the NFL.
That's right. He had never out of the game.
Yeah, but just so happened after that, the boy, his number one receiver, the tight end, went down. You know what I mean? They lost. Always the underdog since the Ray Lewis days. Still accusing us of stabbing somebody. Ray Lewis never stabbed anybody. He just didn't tell. We in Baltimore. Read the hat. Some Baltimore shit. He just didn't tell. That's what he did. All right, let's jump over to a topic right now. I got to let her get in here because this is her thing. My wife talks basketball. Everybody talking about LeBron and them trying to say how old we are. How old he is. What does that say, baby?
Richard Winder said Lamar's an all-around player. He can throw and run. He proven it by the records he's setting. Absolutely.
Run, tell that. When you start talking about these football games, there you go, Richie Rich. There you go, Richie Rich. Yeah, Al. Hey, listen at me. The Ravens hold the number one field goal kicker in the history of the league. You know what I mean? We got the rushing record. You know what I mean? We got an MVP quarterback, and they talk about everybody but us.
And guess what? No doubt in Tucker we trust. But that last comeback, that fabulous, fantastic comeback that we just had on our last game, we ain't had to lean into Tucker for it. We ain't
Yeah.
Tucker barely got out there, and we still put him down.
And the reason why we got that last chance, facts, Al, why is the reason we got that last chance is what? Because that field goal kicker missed.
That's right.
We kicking 67 yarders. 66 hit the rail.
Yes,
Next day we've been in Denver, 67 would have went over. All right, y'all, let's move right along and talk about something else real quick. As in sports, we want to talk about CC and her opinion on a young lady that simply made a mistake. The athlete that smoked some weed, that burnt everybody up. Now, then we want to talk about another female that ran around. Guess what? CC was saying she made it so funny. I told CC about how they changed the game with Tiger Woods. They made, I play golf. They changed the game with Tiger Woods by making it so difficult for Tiger Woods. What they did was they made the field too hard for everybody else. People don't know the last 3 years of Tiger Woods didn't have nothing to do with how good Tiger Woods was. It had something to do with y'all was so busy trying to hate on Tiger Woods that now nobody else could play. You're trying to make it Tiger proof. You made it the field proof. CC made another point. This new gymnast now.
Simone Biles. They can't stand the fact that this girl is the truth. They changed every rule they could to try to make it so that the create an unfair advantage for her. And what they did was put everybody else out of it. You feel me?
They said that they got routines. I love that brother. My man, thanks, Al.
He love your hat.
Okay, yeah. Hey, Diane Cooper, go in there. Diane Cooper, she makes all these, man, that Baltimore shit. I got a celebrity section of them. You're going to see one of these every week. She made me 4. It's black, blue, white, and something. She can make anything there is. She's a beast with this. She'll be on CC's show Spotlight on Small Businesses on Wednesday when we talk about small businesses, man. Just as they say, this is the hat. And you can't say it no better than that. That's that Baltimore shit. As we say, Arrow, let me holler at you, yo. Over West. But anyway, that's what CC was saying. She was saying that they went over there so busy trying to make it more difficult. They got routines on their mats that are named after that nobody else can pull. And what they try to do, how did they try to make it more difficult? See, what did they do?
They just changed some of the rules about, what it take the quality. They made the scoring more difficult. So
that's what
because she always get those perfect scores and all of that. So they tried to make it, more difficult for her to get that top score. But what they did was make it because if she the best that ever did it. Let's be real. So if she can't do it, then the other ones, they don't stand a chance. So what they did in trying to create an unfair disadvantage for her, they disadvantaged all the rest of the people because they can't even do what she's doing, and right. She knows it. She knows it. They did everything to try to tear this girl down because she dropped out because of her mental health issues and all of that. But one thing that all of these athletes have to realize is that, just like when they told LeBron, just shut up and dribble. They just look at you, you're a piece of property to them. So you got to take care of yourself as a person. And you got to put your mental and physical health above anything else because their mental health is just as important as how well they toss a ball, how well they do a flip. It's all cohesive. It's all one thing that's together. So without one part, then the other, then it's not, conducive to anything for that person. So
yeah, then they won't let them compete. Yeah, you trying to change that. Let me tell you something else. Jumping on topics and stuff. Michael Singletary, if you're listening, this conversation is for you. I was out with me, Michael Singletary, having a beer too. That we hang out together. And my neighbor, we sitting over there. We're going to shout out Corinthians Lounge. Corinthians is a place that we go to and have a drink. You got reasonable drinks. They got good people in this. I'm not going to knock young people. So if it sounds that, I apologize. But it ain't a bunch of chaos and confusion with Jim Hobbs. It ain't there. We there to relax and have a good time. I'm not gonna knock the arena, but I can't go down to the arena because when they get the show on, everybody's walking around talking on their phone and stuff. I just can't do that. But anyhow, Mike, I'm gonna tell you what happened the other day. Cece, I didn't say this to you. We was at there having a drink or something, and this is only an isolated incident because I always go there. I'll be back there Monday and Tuesday having a beer with Mike around 4. If you want to come, let me know who you are. First round's on me. Anyway, I'm sitting at the bar having a drink, and I'm turning around talking to somebody. See, the young lady, one of the barmaids and stuff, is back there, just came in, and we talk, we laugh and stuff. We joke. So I turn around, and I'm over there, got my arms spun around, and I'm talking to her and stuff like that. And the lady says something to me. She said, excuse me. So I had, you know, you got the bar stool spun around. She said, excuse me. I said, yes. She said, your hand is over here. Oh, and I said, oh, miss, I apologize. I'm thinking that my hand was in the way. I said, she said, no, you keep spinning around talking and stuff like that, you know, and everybody. You know what she told me? See, she said, why don't you just sit still? How good did that do?
We all know that didn't go over well.
Yeah, Mike, that's why I left. I said, why don't I just sit still? She said, yeah, you turned around talking to people and stuff. Why don't you just sit here and drink your drink or something like that? Sit still. Tell me to sit still, or here's something. Anybody that's been around me, don't shush party. I'm loud. This conversation is about people over there that's at the games and stuff, and Gina will comment on this. When you at these games and all, cheer for your football team. Cheer for your neighbor. I'm a West Baltimore type cat. But I ain't got nothing bad to say about East Baltimore, Cherry Hill, or nothing else. I just prefer West. I'm a Raven fan. But after the Ravens ain't playing, I don't give a darn who win. I cheer for everybody fans. But, you know, I'm never disrespectful, never ignorant, never obnoxious, never vulgar, none of that. But I'm loud. And if you got a problem with a person being loud, that ain't on that person. That's on you. I spin around, I talk with my hand. When I'm Jack, I'll be telling you, I move my hands when I talk. Al Wise one in the morning, I'll do the same thing. Every time you told Al, no, Jack wasn't doing nothing like that. We just move our hands. When y'all out there cheering for your teams and stuff like that, if you cheering for your team and you loud, be loud. You cheering for your team and you talking shit, talk some shit. But as long as you're not ignorant, you're not disrespectful, you're not obnoxious, you're not a vulgar, you're not hurting anybody, it's your right to choose who you cheer for. I throw my nephew Frank Tates under the bus all the time because Frank Tates is a diehard Steelers fan. Claudette is a diehard Steelers fan. Renee, diehard Steelers. The Shields, you know what I mean? Hell yeah. The Shields, the 49ers. Michael Singletary, them bums over there, the Bears. Everybody got their team who they cheer for. You know what I mean? Not Darius, but Nolan and them and Hayes and them, they all Cowboy fans. And these people's Cowboy fans. Janice Green, Cowboy fan. Cheer for your team. But don't get out there at the bar, start talking stuff to people and think they chumps and all that because they choose not to say nothing back to you the first 2 or 3 times. My nephew Frank Tates is a Steelers fan. And we go to the game, he gonna wear all the Steelers stuff. He gonna have on the Steelers jersey, Steelers hat. His car got a Steelers seat cover on it. And you go in his house. Remember CC went in his house? He had a Pittsburgh Steelers Christmas tree. Now that's too damn much. The whole tree was Pittsburgh Steelers. He got Pittsburgh Steelers pajamas. But don't think him a whore because him don't say Baltimore. Find out the hard way about my nephew. You making a bad decision. To y'all out there in these stadiums. To y'all out there at the bars and stuff like that, watch how you talk to people. Watch how you talk to people. Thank you, Singlish. Watch how you talk to people. If you loud and you cheer for your team. Go Ravens. You know what I mean? But CC like a little fella. But man, Giannis, he was making me so mad over there. And Cece was sitting over there. I could have got my hand around her throat, but I just swallowed my pride. And this is my wife's favorite line. I told you. I hate when she said it. He was going to win. I told you they was going to win. I told you. You ain't tell me nothing. I told you. She didn't tell me, but I don't like the way she said. I told you. But she ain't say I told you B. She ain't say I told you MF. Not like she just said I told you. So be happy for her and her team winning. But all that old dumb foolishness that y'all going to out the stadium, throwing water on people, cussing people out, they game over with. You want to bite somebody, jump on them because their jersey say Cowboys? Come on, man. Y'all wrong with that. You're wrong with that. There's no place in sports for that. Cheer for your team. But that's it. That's it. CC, any comment on this violence and stuff that's going on in these stadiums and all that now? They say in Oakland, somebody's paralyzed, beat to death after the game, and then slapped his wife when she tried to jump in there to help her husband because of a football game. Any comments, CC?
Just that, we all get riled up when we watching sports and watching our team. But one thing that we must remember, first of all, it's a game. It's a game. It's for entertainment. For Juju, for Lamar, for the rest of them, it's their job. But for us, it's a game. It's entertainment. Don't take it too seriously. And the beautiful thing about sports is just like Maurice said, Claudette is a big Steelers fan, one of my very closest and dearest friends. That's part of the fun, is for people you root for your team, I'm rooting for my team, to have those bragging rights, to talk that stuff, as my husband say. That's part of the fun, but you remove all the fun from it when you get serious, when you get too serious, when you want to fight, when you want to stop talking to people because of something that was said or done about a game. It's a game, people. It's a game. It's purely for entertainment purposes for us. So we have to keep that in mind. I mean, cheer hard, go hard, wear your jersey, get your hat, get your slippers, your bathrobe, your seat covers. That's part of being a fan. But, being violent and attacking people and all of that because your team didn't win, that's not part of the game. It's not.
Real talk. CC and I, we diehard Oreo fans. And they haven't won and nothing in so long. It's really amazing to me how Sam Sadler, my buddy, once again, congratulations on you and your lovely wife's new wedding. He always say, man, if you think about it, it's truly amazing to me how long the Oreos have been bad. It's truly amazing.
And they blamed it on Buck at first, but Buck is gone. So now what y'all got?
It's truly amazing how long they've been bad, but they're playing against things. Me and CC got one baseball player that we can't stand. Got a baseball player we can't stand. Boy, that little boy, that boy, he was over there with the Boston Red Sox. Man, he over there, man. That boy Mookie Betts, we can't stand Mookie. We can't stand. He been knocking the Orioles' brains out. We can't stand him. But we can't stand him because what he do, he beats us.
Right. We can't stand him on some hating shit for real, because he just so damn good until you either gotta love him or hate him.
That's right. We can't stand him because he's good. Not gonna stand him because of something he said or he's ignorant. Mookie is a beast. He's a beast. He's CC's little fella.
For sure.
He's a Steph Curry. Yeah, he's a little fella, but we don't wish him that he break his leg. The hell out of here. The Orioles ain't even in the playoffs. I hope Mookie, he pulled something. Yeah, man, if he out, I hope he get. How the hell you hurt that man get hurt? Your team, we out of it. Your team ain't even in the playoff. Just a bunch of dumb stuff. All right, here's the one thing. Go ahead, C.
Nothing, go ahead.
Here's the one thing the CC's get ready to wind this thing down. Our show, we got a big advantage over here. This show will never go past 12 o'clock. It'll never be an hour. We ain't got no say.
That's right. That's what I was getting ready to say. Run them teams down and and everybody that's watching, when your team come up or even before your team come up. I see a lot of y'all typing in the comments today. Thank you for that. Let us know who you with. You know what I'm saying? When he go through the list, let us know who your picks are. Let's go.
There you go. That's what it's called. Who you with? In my Bernie Mac voice. All right. We know about the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers beat the Eagles 28-22 on Thursday Night Football. Today, Jacksonville, Jaguars, and Dolphins. Who you got, C?
I'm going to go with Jacksonville.
Okay, I'm going with Jacksonville. Bengals and Lions. Who you got?
I'm going to go with the Bengals on that one.
Yeah, I hate to go with the Bengals too. Chiefs and the no-name football team.
Well, I can't even call their name, so you know I ain't going with them. I'm gonna go with Kansas City. Kansas City been down too long. They've been being made a mockery of. I think they're gonna show up and show out today.
2-3. You know what I mean? They are not. They at a position where they gotta get good. Okay, Texans and the Colts. Who you like?
The Texans and the Colts. Let's see. I'm gonna go with the Colts.
Okay, that's both teams are 1-4. I'm going with the Texans. Okay, we got the Rams and the Giants. Sam Sadler and his Giants. Who you like? The Rams 4-1 or the Giants 1-4?
The Rams. The Giants.
All right, y'all. Drum roll, please. 1 o'clock today. The big one for all the money. We got the Chargers and the Ravens. Who you with?
Oh, you already know who I'm with. Baltimore Ravens all day long.
Packers and the Bears?
Packers.
Yeah, you got to go with the Packers and stuff like that. The Bears eventually got to get better. Okay, you got the Vikings at 2-2. You got the Panthers at 3-2. Who you like?
The Vikings and the Panthers.
Yeah.
Let me get the Panthers.
Okay, now here's the one. Here's one that me and my wife are talking about. We got big conversations going on about this here. We got the Cardinals, who's undefeated at 5-0. They're going up against the Rams. Going up against the Browns, and the Browns are playing at home. Do you think the Cardinals are going to continue to be undefeated, or do you think the Browns are going to pull it out?
I think the Browns I think it's going to be a narrow victory, but I think the Browns going to knock them off their throne this week.
Yeah. I think the same. I hope that the Cardinals knock the Browns' brains out. Okay, y'all, here's a sentimental favorite. Once again, let's talk about the topic before we finish. We got the Raiders over here, and the Raiders are 3-2 going up against the Denver Broncos that are 3-2. For everybody that has something bad to say about Mr. Gruden, first of all, Mr. Gruden is sick. The comments that he made and stuff like that is because he's sick. But if anybody on here don't realize, put yourself under a microscope. Go back at your last, this happened in 2011. Go back 10, 11 years of your life and see what you said. 11 years ago, I don't know what I said. I know I wasn't with my wife. You know what I mean? So you got to sit back and think about these things. The Raiders hope that they bounce back and get themselves together because their team and their fans are in turmoil. My prayers out to your organization because you're a big fan, Darrell Wilkerson, who's a Raider fan. Who you like, baby, the Broncos or the Raiders?
I'm going to go with the Raiders. I think that all they've been through this week with this scandal and all of this, I think they got a point to prove. So I think they're going to go hard and heavy today.
I agree with you 100%. And then here we go, this sentimental favorite right here. The 4-1 Cowboys play the 3-2 Patriots over there with that new gunslinger quarterback they got. You like the Cowboys or you like the Patriots?
I like the Patriots, but I kind of think the Cowboys going to take them down.
Cowboys, I really never cared for that team, man. But you know what? I'm going to tell you something. You say whatever you want. I've been watching them boys.
They always good ball.
They've been insignificant, but they playing good ball. And I'm going to tell you for everybody, you know, you got people like Tony that's over there. A Muslim name is Malik. I'm going to find out. I'll call him Tony so much out of habit because I grew up with him as that. But I'm never disrespectful to that man, first of all, because he don't play a Malik. It's his Muslim name, and that's what I have to remember to call that man. But he's a Cowboy fan and a big-time fan, and he's a better. So you got to watch these people like Malik and them because this year you keep betting against the Cowboys, you're going to lose you some money. Them boys got a good team. They well-rounded. They got a good team. Don't let Malik and them get you caught out there losing your money betting against them boys. I'm telling you.
Right. I ain't no Cowboys fan, but I'm not a hater either. And I must admit the Cowboys are playing excellent ball, so they're not to be slept on.
Monday Night Football, we got the Bills that's over there 4-1 playing good ball against the Tennessee, who's 3-2 with that new team they put together spending all that money. You think the Bills keep going on, CC, or do you think the Titan got their name with that running back, Henry?
Let me tell you something. I'm the Ravens all day long, but Bills Mafia, that's my second team, and they going to that is not even a question. They're going to do what they do.
Stallworth, my man Brian Stallworth is a Bills Mafia supporter. He was with the Bills. He's from there, from Buffalo. Coles, I don't know what I know. I wouldn't go up there if I lost a bet. But let me tell you something. Them boys over there got a good team too. They're gonna have to be reckoned with. They're gonna have to be reckoned with. They're picking them to be the best team in the NFL. I don't know why people not giving the Ravens their respect. But anyhow, that's what's up. Hey y'all, everybody came on here today. Please, I want y'all to continue to do this. I've had my wife keeps up with stats and stuff. We have had, actually, she's going to tell me because she made a little comment and stuff like. We have tripled the participation as far as viewers just from my wife being on here. Marietta and them, the females, the ladies in there. Marietta grew up as like my big sister. We got a lot of these ladies that's gonna come in here that's gonna have these comments. They talking stuff. Everybody that came in here that's new. We'll be back tomorrow at 11 o'clock to talk stuff. But we here every Sunday morning to talk this football stuff here. Hey y'all. Once again, y'all, thank you for allowing us to be into your home on this Sunday morning. Go Ravens. Thank you for allowing my wife to come on here and y'all see what I'm dealing with. And if you want to hate on me about the life that God has given me, go ahead and hate on me because I got some toys and some materialistic stuff. I got an awesome wife. And guess what? I'm going to sit back and watch the game with my wife. I ain't got to go out with the guys. I ain't got to hoop and holler. We're going to have hot dogs. We're going to do this, eat bonbons, and watch the game with my wife. My wife is a diehard sports person. And she was not in the sports before me. So for y'all out there, my wife became into sports because she was getting ready. She was going to marry me, and she wanted to do something that she could get in touch with. have in common with her husband, and she put the work into it. And she got her husband. Okay, baby. Closing thoughts, CC. Anything you want to talk about is your first day as the co-host, or anything out there to people in the podcast land.
This is about sports. So I don't have, as usual, I'm always I don't care what it's about. I'm going to tell y'all, get the vaccine and wear the mask. I'm going to tell you that. But this ain't going to be long and drawn out. I only got 2 words to say, and that's go Ravens.
Go Ravens. All right, y'all. Thank you for a wonderful show, everybody. Thank you for allowing us into your home. I always leave this thing with the same thing like I always do. I got a song that my mother always used to sing, and it's how I live my life. So let me holler this out there. Mama! May the work I've done speak for me. May the life I've lived speak for me. When I'm resting in my grave, oh Lord, may they all say, may the service we give on these podcasts speak for me. Hands up, see? Hands up, hands up. My hat is what takes us out. That Baltimore shit. Earl, go ahead, y'all. All right, y'all. Now go out here. Kenny Davis, as you always say. Have a great day on purpose. All right, y'all. I'm Party Marty. Go Ravens, baby. That's my time, and I'm out.